Mów.
As you may have already heard, this entire base is under a state of lockdown. No one goes out except small patrols at night. Most of the chapter has been sealed in here for years. And those few who were outside when the lockdown was initiated are forbidden from returning. Morale has plummeted as time has gone by, and many of our current paladins haven't seen combat outside of training simulations. And all because of the Elder's explicit order that no one be allowed in or out. The only way things will change is if a new Elder is installed.
Kolejny spisek.
I don't know. I've gone through our records dozens of times looking for a precedent regarding the dismissal of an Elder and come up with nothing. The people who are most likely to know how it could be done are also some of McNamara's strongest supporters, so they refuse to help me, which is why we're having this conversation. An outsider such as yourself would arouse less suspicion asking questions about such matters. The fact that the Elder has some tasks for you means his faithful won't suspect you, and you have a line open to the man himself. In short, you're in a perfect position to help me. Will you at least think about it? If I become Elder, the lockdown will be lifted, and we'll once again be able to send patrols out into the wastes. We'll become powerful again. And when that happens, it will be good to have the Brotherhood as an ally. Good enough? That'll have to do. I'd recommend going to see Ramos first. As head of security, he's more familiar with our protocols than anyone else here. You could also try to find something relevant in our data store, though last I heard Scribe Ibsen is having a bit of a problem accessing it. And if McNamara should give you any tasks, I'd ask that you kept me abreast of them. Report anything you find to me, and we'll move from there.
Dobra, muszę się napić herbaty. Niezła burza w tle. Nie wiem, czy słychać, pewnie nie. Okej. Co to za znacznik?
Hello.
Szkryba. Aha, dobra.
Look, this isn't a great time. Oh, what the hell? It's not like we're making any progress. I'm Ibsen, and I hope your day is going better than mine is. Yeah, I'm in charge of keeping this data system up and running, but accessing it is a little, touch and go at the moment. One of our exploratory patrols, back when we had exploratory patrols, found a data disk in some ruins out in the waste. Well, we finally got around to cataloging the damn thing and got shut out of our own data store the second it loaded. Turns out it had a virus on it.
Wow, virus?
Yeah, some pre-war jackass with too much time on his hands apparently decided to inflict his misery on those around him. It's scrambling all the terminals here at the moment. Luckily, we only use this section for storing historical data. I suppose it couldn't hurt to get another pair of eyes on this. Maybe you'll be able to come up with something coming at it fresh. While the entire system is infected, the virus itself is spread across 3 terminals. The problem is that it keeps moving periodically. We'll have it nailed down in a terminal or 2, only to have it jump to another set of terminals before we locate the 3rd. You'll need to locate it on 3 different terminals in this area in 1 minute. Any longer and it'll jump, and you'll have to start all over.
Super.
Locating the virus would probably be nearly impossible, but the pompous little bastard that wrote it made things a little easier for us. Normally, terminals infected by the virus just display gibberish, but we found that terminals the virus moved to had some real data passed to them. We were able to decrypt the data and discovered that it was just messages from the virus's writer taunting his victims. When you find terminals with those messages, lock them down and move on. Find 3 of them before the virus jumps, and we'll wipe the damn thing.
No dobra, spróbuję tylko, gdzie te
Best
cholerne
of luck to you.
terminale?
I'll tell the others to take a break so they don't get in your way. Oh, and I'll keep track of when it jumps for you. To maximize your chances, wait for my signal before you begin.
Aha, to jest terminal. Co, mam latać po tych terminalach, rozumiem, tak? Wszystkich. Zajebiście.
Hello, outsider.
The virus just jumped. Find which terminals it went to.
Jezu, Jezu! Są jakieś śmieci, a tam ma być jakaś wiadomość, tak? Rozumiem. Dupa.
10 seconds.
Bez jaj. Nie.
Damn, it's jumped. I thought we might have had it that time.
O,
Hey,
no dobra, że
do you want to
raz
try isolating
spróbuję.
the virus? All right, I'll monitor when it jumps. When I give the signal, start checking terminals.
No to jest przesrane. To jest przesrane, człowieku.
The virus just jumped. Find which terminals it went to.
La 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 la. O, shit.
10 seconds.
No tak, już. Nie da rady tego. A, jeszcze kliknąłem, nic trzeba.
Damn, it's jumped. I thought we might have had it that time.
A, nie podoba mi się to zadanie. Może poszukamy tych patroli jednak. Porozmawiam z tym Ramosem na razie. Gdziekolwiek on był. Chyba tutaj. Chyba go znalazłem jako pierwszego. Nie w kiblu. Tutaj. No. No, w takiej klitce siedział. Też byłem. Apteczka. Jeszcze kradnę. Ej no. R2. Dobra, cofam się. Tutaj. Dobra, na prawo teraz. To jest wyjście? A, tu jest.
Your presence here, let's just say it's highly irregular. Outsiders aren't even allowed to know that our bunker's here, let alone come and go freely. You impressed Elder McNamara, obviously. He must believe that you'd be very useful. That's right. Nothing gets in or out of here without me knowing it. Normally, that would have fallen under my jurisdiction, but the Elder thought it'd provide a good test for you, so I backed off. Under the lockdown, only essential personnel are permitted to enter or leave. That includes supply runners and high-security patrols. All other personnel are forbidden to leave, and any personnel that were out there when the lockdown was enacted are forbidden from returning. Fine by me. So you've been talking to Harden, eh? He's been looking for a way to usurp McNamara ever since the lockdown started.
O, poznał
Don't
się.
get me wrong, he's a good man. But Elder McNamara has done all right by us. If it weren't for him, none of us would have survived at Helios. I'll tell you what I told Harden. There have been only a few cases of elders being dismissed from their posts in the Brotherhood's history. And those involve crimes that someone like Elder McNamara is just not capable of. You can look it up for yourself if you want. I'll grant you access to that portion of the history section of our data store. See Senior Scribe Ibsen about accessing it.
Co z tym gościem, co lata za wirusem?
I'm sure someone's told you all this before. Several years back, we were running our chapter out the Helios 1 solar power station. Our elder at the time, Elijah, had some kind of obsession with the place, which is the only reason we stayed as long as we did. That place was hardly defensible, and we knew the NCR was moving in on us, but the elder refused to budge, insisting that he just needed more time. We never found out what he needed time for. Wave upon wave of NCR troopers hit us from all directions. We held out for a time, but we were grossly outnumbered, and they had more men than we had ammo. Eventually, our positions collapsed. Elder Elijah was nowhere to be found, so McNamara took charge and led what remained of us on a counteroffensive west. We lost a lot of men and women, but we broke through and made it here. Make no mistake, McNamara saved this chapter that day.
O, urocza historia.
Who was Elijah more like? He was our elder before McNamara. Bright guy, but just between you and me, he was a little off. Our mission is to recover and preserve the technology of the past, but Elijah wanted more. He sought ways to improve upon technology, make it better. When we found Helios 1, he was like a kid in a candy store, kept talking about the potential and a grand design never realized. He even insisted we set up our base there, against the objection of nearly every paladin. What followed is a whole other story.
Helios 1. Bawiłem się nim, wiesz?
Later.
Dobra, to teraz... Przejrzyjmy chyba historyczne. No bunkra... Czy to wyjście na zewnątrz? Dobra, jeszcze się rozejrzymy. Dobra. Ściana, okej, ominąć.
Even though the patrols no longer go out, we've got a backlog of them. Devices that
A,
require
tylko z tym
investigation.
Ibsenem mogę rozmawiać teraz. Coś
Did you
ciekawego
want to
może
try
powiedzieć?
isolating the virus?
Nie chcę próbować. Izolować twojego pieprzonego wirusa.
I suppose I could take a small break, but I can only spare a little time. Ask away.
No dobra, to w następnej części go popytamy o to wszystko.